Welcome everyone to another stream. In this one, we're going to be, as always, covering your altcoin requests. We're going to be taking a look at the next FOMC meeting. What can we expect from that? And what altcoins or what low cap gems am I eyeballing right now? So let me just pull up the comment section and we'll be able to get into this. We'll just wait for everyone to join in. And meanwhile, we can just take a look at Bitcoin. So let's jump into the weekly chart. Bitcoin is getting weaker. As you can see, we failed to fully break above this April high, and we didn't show a lot of strength here. Obviously, the pump was very strong, but then we started showing weakness, a lot of selling pressure, because you can see there's a bunch of wicks here and they're pretty big. So a lot of people are taking profits from 31,600 down to 30,600. So this area is extremely hard to break through, and we're pulling back down, and the immediate support down below that I would be looking for is the golden ratio at $28,590. Welcome everyone who's joining the stream. Pentarus, hello. Liviu Capitano, hello. Nice to have you guys on the stream. And yeah, so a healthy retest would obviously take us back to the 20 MA, and that's roughly at $27,500. If that was to happen, then that would be a very good opportunity for you guys to enter Bitcoin, any altcoins that you're eyeballing. But in a bearish scenario, we would obviously be dumping lower than the 20 MA, because if you're in a bull market, if you're in an uptrend, the 20 MA is your support band. So if you lose that, you're either looking for a short-term bounce off the 55, or you're just completely dumping. And if we are going to be dumping, I would be eyeballing this area over here, this support block, $24,875 down to $24,320. Evening chaps, Coin Hoover, hello there. Always great to have you. Yeah, a bit of a late start today. Good morning, Mr. Timmy. Where are you from? It's morning over at your end. A bit of a late start today, guys. I tried to start as soon as possible, but this is as early as I could. So if you're looking for any entries, like I said, 20 MA and this support block, if for whatever reason we have a flash crash, something major happens, we are probably going to see a crash back down to $22,000, $21,000, but we can't foresee that, obviously. So we just have to go by what we have at the moment, and we have to react to everything. But what you can do to protect yourself or to help yourself out, so to speak, you can set up some buy limit orders in advance, just so when that wick comes into play, you can already enter, and by the time you're up from bed or you're finished your shift, you've already entered, and the price possibly has already started moving up, because that's what usually happens with these large wicks. You can see we had this massive wick in March 2023, and we recovered pretty much instantly. And taking a look at the weekly RSI, we've been talking about this for a while. This bearish divergence here that's playing out, this is quite massive, and I do think we're going to end up seeing a pullback from here. A lot of confluence for a pullback. The FOMC meeting is coming up. Obviously, we're going to be getting another 25 basis points hike. So 3 days, 22 hours away. 99.2% of investors are expecting a hike. So there is no question we're going to be getting a hike. And the same thing could be said about the September meeting. So September 20th is the next meeting. 59 days away from that. And there's a 99.3% chance of an increase then. Also, the November meeting, November 1st, is going to be is also having a 99.4% expectation for I wanted to say rent increase, for an interest rate hike. And we also have the December meeting with a 90.8% expectation. So obviously all these can change as time goes by, as we go through events, especially after the current FOMC meeting that we're expecting. After the meeting itself, we're going to be having a press conference with Jerome Powell, and whatever he says is probably going to affect the markets, and it is going to affect these numbers here. Qasim Nazar, hello there. How are you, my friend? Great to have you. Music to relieve stress and anxiety. Filecoin, please. We'll take a look at Filecoin. Coin Hoover says, I can't see anything under 25K for Bitcoin. It is possible we're not going to be dumping below 25K, but I'm not going to say that I can't see that happening, because if something major happens, if we have another war breaking out somewhere, the prices can definitely drop. The prices can definitely drop, but we have to understand that even Binance getting charged didn't send us back down below $20,000. So it has to be something massive for us to dump, but I'm not going to say it's not going to happen, because anything is possible. But realistically, the expectation right now is that we're not going to be dropping below $25,000, or at least below $24,300, because this level here needs a proper retest. So we are hopefully going to come back down to this area, consolidate for a bit, and then have a move to the upside. But before we go down to that area, we could see a move to the upside into August and September, as we usually do. So it's, we still have a few months for this to play out. Obviously, if we just went up, this would provide us with an amazing opportunity to swing trade a bit. I'd probably be swing trading some altcoins, maybe Uniswap, maybe Polkadot, and this would obviously be good. But we're not going to speculate too much on what is or isn't going to happen. We're just going to take a look at both possibilities. So if we were to continue pumping here and we were to break above this $30,382 price, we're going to be looking at 33,000 and a half. And this will be our technical target. And if I'm not mistaken, there is a CME gap here that we're looking to close on the futures market. So this would obviously play along with that narrative as well. And on top of that, we have a massive resistance level here, because we did come down here in February 2022 to around $35,000 to $33,000, and then we saw a bounce from there, and then we lost that, and we never came back up to retest it properly. So this could be the retest we're looking for, but obviously we have to wait and see what happens. While we have these cheap prices, I would just start investing, and I would just start averaging in, just like I've been doing. If you're looking to get access to my portfolio, my buy alerts, feel free to check out the Patreon linked down below in the description. We have 548 posts. You'll get access to all of them instantly. And as you can see, we do posts on a daily basis, low cap gems, technical analysis updates, weekly podcasts. We've got all of it. And you can get access to all of it for free. We have a 7-day free trial for the double top tier. Or if you want that everyday access, everyday technical analysis requests, personal calls with me, you can go for the Cryptomaniac tier, and that would obviously give you a lot more perks. But see what works best for you. And switching over to the TA, because we're getting a bit of a few requests here. I thought we had only having 2 more hikes. Darn, more time to accumulate. Yeah, poor us. More time to buy altcoins at cheap prices. Oh no, I don't like seeing that. I'm awaiting XP Network to come down. Has it found new support? We'll take a look at XP Network. Pentaros is asking for Chainlink. We'll take a look at Chainlink. I want to thank you all guys for joining. Feel free to leave a like on the stream, because it does help us get out there. And if you think this content is going to be useful for other people, then make sure to share the video around. Salvatore Jim is asking, hi Hazik, how are you? I am great. How are you, my friend? Great to have you on the stream. So let's start off with Filecoin, because that was the first coin that was requested. I have a very good position in Filecoin. Well, compared to my portfolio, obviously in terms of percentage, Filecoin is a pretty good position, and I'm not going to be buying any more coins unless we dip below $3. Right now this is enough for me, and we're trying to retest this previous resistance. As you can see, we're on the weekly chart against the US dollar, and what happened over here is that we printed a higher low, and this is very good to see. This is a strong sign actually. So this is a bullish thing. And we do have a resistance level above us. That resistance level over there. So our next move to the upside hopefully is going to be back up to that trend line there. That's going to take us to $7.21. And that's where the Fibonacci retracement level is, or the extension level, 1.414. So if I zoom out and we take a look at the Fib retracement that I have set up. So I used this wick. And I used, so that the wick was set in March 2021, and the low was set down here January 2022. So we retested our 1.618, we dipped below twice, and we're kind of hanging around our technical target at $4.35. So if you're looking to get a good position in Filecoin, this is the time to think about getting into the project, because maybe we're not going to be dumping below $3, but this is definitely cheap compared to where we were sitting back in March 2021, which was $236. But something to keep in mind, guys, is if I take a look at the, there we go. So $1.95 billion market cap. And if we take a look at the divergence between the price and the market cap, this is because of token dilution. So we're getting more tokens dumped into the circulation. That is why it's going to take more money for us to come back up to those previous all-time high prices. So for March 2021, the market cap was 11 or almost $12 billion. Now, if you want to go back up to those prices at this point, it's going to take us a lot more. So the market cap would have to get to $15 billion, $16 billion probably, for us to get to $226. That's just something to keep in mind. And overall, if we're going to be looking at long-term targets for Filecoin, and let's assume that this is our bear market bottom that we printed in December 2022. So we're going to be looking at the 1.272 target, and that would be pretty doable in my opinion if we're going to be going for a $20 to $30 billion market cap. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that, obviously, but that's just based off of this Fibonacci retracement. There is also a chance that we're just going to retrace back to the previous all-time high and we're going to dump from there. Personally, I would start taking profits at $150 to $200. I'm not going to be waiting until we get to $500 with Filecoin, but that's just my opinion. Of course, if we start pumping within the first few weeks of the bull market and we get to $300 immediately, that does change the situation a bit. But if we're going to be taking a long time to get back to the all-time high, then this is probably where you should take most of your profits. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what are your targets, guys, for Filecoin. And let me know if you are buying Filecoin. I know a lot of people are staying away from Filecoin because of the tokenomics. They're not the best, obviously. We do have some other alternatives to Filecoin like Arweave and Crust Network. Those are some of the ones that I'm eyeballing as well, although I do have Crust Network, but I don't have any Arweave. Welcome everyone who's joining the stream. Can be smart. Use profits to short Bitcoin or Ethereum after the bull run peak with 1.5x leverage or more. So I don't use leverage trading, and I don't recommend anyone do any leverage or futures trading. If that's something that you really want to do, then obviously you'd have to get more experience. You'd have to learn proper risk management, because 90% of the people doing leverage trading are getting liquidated. If you take a look at the liquidations or the on-chain data there, people are losing hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars just because they haven't set a stop loss. So if you want to do this, you have to do it the proper way, and I personally don't do it regardless, but you'd have to know when the peak is in, and that's probably when you should start shorting, obviously. But it's very risky, I'll give you that. It's very risky, so that's why I don't recommend anyone get into it. Now, if you're very certain that the peak is in and you start shorting, that's fine, but obviously set a stop loss regardless. But I would say shorting is more dangerous than longing, obviously, because shorting Bitcoin is not the best thing to do. But when you're talking about the bull market peak, then, you know, if that's what you want to do, fine, you can go ahead and do that, but I can't give you any advices on leverage trading. Coin Hoover says no to Filecoin from me. That's quite all right. Okay, so the next coin that we have on the list is Chainlink. Let's take a look at Chainlink. Chainlink did start pumping. We did get to $8.30 something cents. If we open up the weekly chart here, you can see we ran into the 55 EMA, and this hasn't happened since 2022, since January 2022. That's the last time we kind of touched the 55 EMA, and this is our first retest, and this is a good sign. So the 20 EMA is starting to pull up. That's good to see. and we're running into this resistance level. You can see we had multiple peaks in this area. So around $8, we peaked out multiple times. We were unable to break out every single time, and that's the case here for this weekly candle. What we want to do is we want to open a weekly candle above the 55 EMA. So once we get to Sunday, we want to be opening up a candle there. And if that doesn't happen, there's a good chance we're going to be seeing a healthy pullback, which is obviously okay. And we've been in this sideways channel for a very long time, and you saw what happened with Bitcoin Cash. Once you're in a sideways channel, there's a strong breakout. So we could see a massive breakout towards the end of the year, and we could be looking at $12.43, quite possibly maybe even in September, who knows. But if we do get to those prices, I am going to be looking at some swing trading opportunities, guys, just to let you know. And obviously all the patrons will be advised first. And if you're just joining the stream, feel free to rewind back to the start and start watching from there, or continue watching right now, and you can just turn on the video after we finish the stream, because it's going to be automatically uploaded to YouTube. So we still have the same targets for Chainlink, $97 and $134. Those are our bull market targets, and you can obviously start taking profits once you get back to the previous all-time high at $52. And from there, you can just gradually dollar cost average out of your position, which is a smart thing to do. If, for example, this could happen, we see a massive pump and you get to, let's say, $110. I would probably take my entire position out at $110. Maybe I'd leave 10%. So it also depends on the situation, right? If you have a very strong move to the upside, it's okay taking profits here, because you're probably going to see a pullback relatively soon, because if you see a parabola like this, that's not sustainable over the long term. So that's something to understand. Elorm, hello, how are you? Great to have you on the stream as always. AR accumulating zone, please. We'll take a look at AR. After Bitcoin and ETH, DOT is my most favorite coin. Great. I'm also bullish on DOT. I have a really good position in Polkadot, one of my top holdings, I think in my top 10. And I'm not staking though, but I am bullish on the Polkadot ecosystem. So let's take a look at the next request we had here, and I think this was XP Network. And yeah, just to wrap this up for Chainlink, if you're still looking to buy within this support block here, within this sideways channel from $8.74 down to $5.64, this is where you should be accumulating. This is where your average buying price should be. If it's slightly above, just keep buying until you bring down the average price into this zone, because from this zone, if let's say my average buying price, I think is around $6.50, something like that. So if I'm going to get to the previous all-time high, that's 700%. To the 1.272, that's 1,500%. And to the 1.414, that's almost 2,000% of profit. So that's pretty much everything I have on Chainlink. Let's take a look at XP Network. I do have it somewhere here. There we go. And XP has pumped, as you can see, and we are not pulling back down. The price does not want to come back down. So from this low in November, we did print a 3x. If you're taking this candle as the high, if we take a look at the wick, we'd be looking at a 5x, obviously. And from that wick, we already pulled back down 60%, and right now we're pumping once again. We did briefly retest this support block, and this is where we were targeting entries from 0.003617 down to 0.00332. And this was retested a few times here, once in May, I think, and 2 times in June. So this is where you should have been entering. If you did enter, you're roughly looking at 40% of profit already. Now, if we open up XP Network, the market cap is incorrect here. It's going to be roughly $2 million. And if you're going off the market cap, this is a very good entry, even though we did do a 5x already. this is still a good entry point because the market cap is what matters ultimately. And if we're going to be doing a 10x from $2.5 million market cap, that's $25 million. That's nothing. So even a 50x is extremely possible, is very possible. And I would say don't waste this opportunity just because the prices were down here. We're probably not going to be seeing a retest of 0.0016 cents before the bull market. The expectation was that we'd come back down to the golden ratio, but we barely just grazed this support level at 0.00361, and then off we go. So I did enter XP Network. If you want to get my prices and my portfolios, my buy alerts, like I said, feel free to check out the Patreon. But right now, you don't want to be buying. Obviously, you don't want to be buying these massive candles. We're a bit overextended. So I would be looking at entries here off of the 20 MA at 0.00445 cents. That's where I would be accumulating. Nillery, hey there, how are you? Could you maybe check BSGG? What is BSGG? Betswag.gg. I haven't looked into this. The first time I'm seeing this. Oh, okay. Nillery, what is this? What is that? Let's take a look at the Explorer. No circulating data information. Let's take a look at CoinGecko. So here we have, okay, we don't even have the market cap here. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's blocking the website. I'm not going to bother entering because I don't want to put myself at risk. Let's take a look at the holders here. These are probably smart contracts, yeah. So let's take a look. This is a decentralized swap or something. It's a decentralized sports and esports betting exchange launched on the Ethereum/Polygon blockchain. It allows bettors around the world to betting access to all sports, esports, and fantasy sports around the world without any geographical restriction, complete anonymity, and use of stablecoin to place bets. So anything that has to do with betting or casinos or any crypto gambling, I don't recommend getting involved with that, and I don't get myself involved in things like that. And the fact that the website is not, yeah, it's a dangerous website, so I'm not gonna enter the website. I'm not gonna remove the block there, but do your own research in this if you really want to get into this thing. But yeah, this is not my cup of tea, so to speak. AR accumulating zone, please. Let's take a look at AR. I think I've done some tea on this back in the day. Let's take a look. Okay, so yeah, this is a pretty strong downtrend here. Immediately we can see a strong descending resistance trend line, and we can see a support trend line here, a descending support trend line. So this is a broadening falling wedge, or broadening descending wedge, I should say. And usually we see breakout from patterns like this. Now let's set up a Fibonacci retracement to see if our technical target to the downside was met. So we reached our minimal target, which is the 1.272, so that's good. $5.10 roughly. And we're looking, let's pull up actually the CoinMarketCap page before. Okay, so this is Arweave, okay. Okay, so this is Archie, Crypto Archie talks about this a lot. $200 million market cap, 51% out in circulation. And this thing is available on Binance already, KuCoin, and Bittrex. So for Arweave, I would be accumulating at these prices. We're still sitting very low. We're trying to break above this resistance level here. We don't know if that's going to happen on the first go or not, but you still have an opportunity. Don't let this low disillusion you, and you know, don't think that the prices should be retested just because those prices you know, were a reality at some point. You still have a good buying opportunity. Feel free to average in. If we drop, that's not a big deal. just buy more. That's the reality of the situation. You can't buy in and expect the price to continue pumping right after you bought. So when you're buying in, you have to come in with an expectation of the price pulling back down. In fact, I would say if you're buying a coin, you should be expecting to see a 50% pullback if you're doing it in a bear market, because you can never guess the actual bottom. Now, what you should be doing is buying every single one of those bottoms so that your average buying price is going to be relatively low. And this is the way you make profits, and this is the way you secure yourself without really expecting or guessing where the actual bottom is. So you can buy some here at $5.93. You can buy some at $6. We dump back to $5.20. Buy more tokens, or I would even say buy even more if you're dropping. So the lower you drop, the more you buy. Very simple, because once we break out of this pattern here, once we break out of this, we're going to be seeing a massive pump probably, and I would say you don't want to be buying when we're pumping, right? So you want to be accumulating down here. We're just back testing this support, having a little move to the upside, just a 15% away from the 1.272. Not a big deal, guys. You can average in if you're looking for entries, and if we dump in October, September, which is very possible, just buy more. Unless you just want to wait until October and September and you can manage that risk, because there's always the possibility that we just continue pumping and we go into the bull market. If there won't be any crashes in October, September, we just continue pumping and you're okay with buying even higher, that's fine. Depends on your risk management and depends on your risk tolerance. But that's what I have for Arweave. If we're going to assume that this was the bear market bottom here, so we're looking at the low here in June 2023 and the high in November 2021. We're going to be looking at $160 as our target. And you could also do 236, which is the 1.414, but based on the minimal target, I would say that's more likely, obviously, and it's roughly a 2x from our previous all-time high. So I would say $160 is where it's at, but we can also dive into the project and we can take a look at the tokenomics, the token unlocks, and how that thing is going to be going, because if we're going to be getting a lot of token unlocks throughout the next 2 years, then the target can probably be even lower here, depending on the circulating supply and the selling pressure. That's also important to keep in mind. Welcome everyone who's joined the stream. Crypto Paras, hi brother, great to have you. And Hillary says, okay, I just heard of it through Wonderland, just curious. Yeah, I mean, I would just say stay away from these projects because you're not going to make a lot of money. Even if you do, it's still gambling. I don't recommend that. Okay, so let's take a look at the next request here. We have FTM. We'll take a look at FTM and we'll talk about one project that I'm bullish on. Let me know if any of you guys are in Dubai or in Italy for that matter, because I will be there in the next few weeks. So if anyone wants to meet up, have a coffee, you can always do that. All right, so let's take a look at FTM. FTM did crazy gains the last bull market. If we take a look at, this is against the Binance chart, but I think we can still see a lot of the trading history here. So we were sitting below a cent. So we did a whopping 20,000%. That is crazy. Oh man. And this is what these low caps can do during a bull market. So it's just all about finding the right ones. And if you have a few of them, one of them surely should do not 20,000%, obviously, this is an exception, but even 100x, that's really good. And for example, I would say probably 10, maybe more low cap projects. I would say even more. And surely some of them are going to do 10, 20, 30x, some of them maybe even 100x. So it's just a balance that you have to go for when you're looking for projects that can do these types of gains. And you definitely have to be getting in early. When the market cap is below $1 million, below $500,000, that's when these profits are possible. But taking a look at FTM, very similar situation to what we saw with Filecoin. We're printing a higher low. That's good to see. That's an important thing, because if we were dumping down below this low, we would essentially be continuing the downtrend, and we don't want to be doing that. So we want to be printing higher highs and higher lows. Now we are in some sort of a symmetrical triangle here, and potentially on the next try we're going to have a breakout, because usually the third try is when we break out of a pattern. If we were to break out of this pattern, we would be looking at, let me get this go. So we would roughly be looking at $1.45. Just to be conservative, we can target this area over here. We can target that, and that's going to be a very strong resistance level for us to retest. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set up a resistance block here. We're going to take this high that we printed in May 2021, and we'll take these two lows. So we have this area between $1.12 and 92.5 cents. So that could be our target moving forward into September, October, maybe even the end of this year. But once we break above that, I would say we're probably going to be retesting the all-time high relatively soon after. But until then, you still have a good buying opportunity here. We're just 54% up from this local low that we printed in November. So just be patient. This is definitely a good buying opportunity, because if you're waiting for this price to be retested, you might not get it. So definitely be careful. Be careful on waiting. And if you're very bullish on FTM, this is one of the better opportunities you're going to have, unless we obviously have a flash crash. But I can't guarantee you guys that we'll have a flash crash. I can't do that. But in case we do, you can set up some buy limit orders down here at 19.5 cents, at 16.5 cents. Just make sure you don't have any round numbers in your buy limit orders. And if we set up a Fibonacci retracement here from this bear market low, which we assume is going to be our low in November 2022, and we take the all-time high, we're going to be looking at $20 in the next bull market, or $20.59. That's very bullish. That is very bullish, or a very bullish target, I should say. We're sitting at $716 million market cap. But to be conservative, you can obviously take a look at the 1.414 at $11, and we can take a look at the 1.272 at $7.40. Those targets are a bit more realistic. And from where we are right now, that's 2,800% to the upside and 4,600% to the upside, respectively. So you can still make some money with this coin. And personally, I don't have any FTM. Swissarg, hello there. David Johansson, Filecoin is never going to back to the all-time high. It needs 110 to $100 billion, which is surreal. Okay, yeah. So if that's the market cap that it needs to get back to $200, then I definitely don't see Filecoin getting back to previous all-time high prices. Unless, for some reason it gets a lot of demand and we actually get to $100 billion market cap. But I don't think that's going to happen in this bull market at least. Okay, so we have two requests for Moon River. Let's take a look at Moon River. We are dumping on Moon River. People are getting scared, but this is what happens with these low caps during a bear market. So let's take a look at this fib. I think this was set up on the daily, so let's switch back to the daily on Moon River. I think we just did an update on Moon River this Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. But this was before we lost $5, of course. So our immediate support down here is going to be at $4.69. I'm probably going to pick up some coins in this area if we are indeed going to retest that. But this would be bullish, in my opinion, because we're going to be printing a double bottom pattern. However, the key is that we need to hold this low. We don't want to be dropping below that. If we drop below that, we're essentially continuing this downtrend with lower lows and lower highs. So holding this support is very important. And if you're buying coins right now and they're just sitting in your wallet, make sure you put them to use. Make sure to stake your coins. You can use the Nova wallet, the Moon River network, and make sure they're not just sitting in your wallet. Personally, I'm staking on the Nova wallet. You can take a look at my cryptocurrency guides playlist on the main page of the website on my channel. And we do have a few tutorials there on how you can stake using the Nova wallet. It's really simple. And that's what I'm doing. That's what my friend is doing. He has a bunch of Moon River. And one of my subscribers also has like 200,000 Moonriver. Is that right? Or 3,000? I think it's, yeah, 3,000 something, almost 4,000 coins, which is crazy. And he's staking them right now. And he's targeting $100 for an exit, which is a pretty good strategy. So I would say don't let the prices, don't let the prices scare you. If we're going to be dropping, we're going to be dropping, but at some point the price is going to reverse. I am bullish on Moonriver and the Polkadot ecosystem. I think this is just what we have to go through. We have to survive through this bear market so that we can relish and so that we can enjoy all the profits afterwards. So yeah, just buy more Moonriver. If you're bullish on Moonriver and your average buy-in price of the Mover token is somewhere up above $20, I don't know why you're not averaging in right now, because you have a massive opportunity to get a really good buying opportunity, to really get a really good buying average price here. So my average price, I think, is around $8, I want to say. Around $8 maybe. So I'm probably going to get more tokens here and top up my position. Welcome everyone who's joining the stream. Feel free to leave a like, and if you want to send a super chat, feel free to do that to support the channel. And let's take a look at the next coin here. So we have a 1 inch Virat Kohli. Oh, Kohli, sorry. Virat Kohli, okay. So 1 inch, let's take a look at 1 inch, and we'll do the Binance chart. Wow, this is why you're asking for one inch, I guess. Yeah, this was a pretty strong wick to the upside. All right, let's take a look at the weekly. So obviously a massive downtrend here, very typical for bear markets, so nothing too special. Okay, and we have a strong support trend line here. So you can think of this as some sort of a falling wedge if you want to. You can also add a different trend line over here if you really want to do that, and you can count this as a separate like pattern. So that is yellow. So the yellow trend lines represent a falling wedge, and we have this white resistance trend line that we're retesting, and every time we touch that white trend line we get sent back down. So November 2021 is the first touch, the second one was April 2023, the third one was a fake out here in July. So we're potentially going to be looking at another retest of the 1 inch support level. It could take us back down to roughly 24.5 cents. So we could even lose this June 2023 low. But at some point, we're going to see a breakout here, guys. At some point, there has to be a breakout. We can't stay in the downtrend forever. Nothing lasts forever. So an uptrend is going to break at some point, and a downtrend is going to break at some point. It just requires a bullish narrative to come into crypto. We need to see Bitcoin pumping, Ethereum pumping. Then the money will flow into these mid caps and higher caps and low caps at the end of the day. So this is a good buying opportunity right now. I would say anything that sits around the December low or the June 2023 low is good to buy. Like most of the altcoins right now are sitting at good buying opportunities. If you take a look at Bitcoin Cash, maybe that's the only one that I wouldn't be buying at current prices. So we're gonna wait for Bitcoin Cash to dump, but every other altcoin across the board it has had quite a move to the upside, just a few percent here, not like 20, 30, 40%. That's not a lot. If 40% is a lot for you guys, then you can wait for the next pullback, I guess, which is probably going to be coming, but I don't want to wait for that. I am getting my paychecks on a bi-weekly basis, so I can be buying in anytime. Obviously, some people have it a different way, so adjust your buy-ins however you seem fit, but I would say just buy in while you still have the time, guys. Probably we still have a few months before the uptrend starts. So we're looking at August and September. Those could potentially be, bullish months. We have some strong moves to the upside. We get an alt season. Then we go into October, November. These 2 months could be the pullback months. We can just try to find either a new bottom for the altcoins, or we print a higher low, depending on the altcoin and depending on how high we actually get during the alt season. Then December, January, we're probably going to start moving to the upside. And once we get to the halving in March, April 2024, that's when things are going to start getting spicy. So by that time, we want to be fully in all of our positions. We want to have a strong portfolio that can take us into the bull market, and we can become financially free from this slave banking system that we've got going on, because that is the point here. So taking a look at the next request. So yeah, with 1 inch, there's not a lot to say because it's just dumping, right? It's just sitting at these massive lows, and there's not a lot to say. I'm not going to say that this low is not going to be reclaimed, or I'm not going to say that this low can't be broken, because we can definitely go below that low. Unless we start breaking above this April 2022 high, I'm not going to say that we have printed the bottom. So we can probably go even lower here, but I'm just saying at some point it is going to reverse. The trend is going to reverse. Swissarg, I left my like. This is Ricardo from Argentina. Is that the Argentinian flag? Okay, yeah. I don't have my glasses on. Muchas gracias, amigo. And we'll take a look at Eagle as well. Actually, let's see what the next request here is. GG9, can you please take a look at Chirply? Isn't that the thing with the bird or whatever? Is this it? $133,000 market cap. Okay. 3% out in circulation, 1 billion total supply. Okay, I think I've seen this somewhere. Chirply.ai. Is this like a social media platform? Let's take a look. Deflationary through automatic buybacks. Brands pay a handling fee of 10% on top of their chosen budget. I mean, I'm not going to lie, this doesn't look... Let's take a look at their Twitter. 60 point... Followed by CZ? What the heck? Okay. Wow. I mean, just for shits and giggles, you can probably put in like 50, 100 bucks into this thing. Maybe it's going to take off. I don't know. PancakeSwap. Yeah, you can get it on PancakeSwap and just probably hold it on your ledger. Okay, so let's see. Chirply offers a solution to make campaigns more streamlined and accurate at highly economical, cost-efficient price. A market price is formed which is based on the data from the linked social media channels of the influencers. Interesting, interesting. I'm going to save this. I really thought this was some sort of a meme coin thing, because whenever you see animals on the websites, you immediately think meme coin. Staking. Interesting. Now, I don't know why it's only 3% circulating supply. Maybe that's inaccurate. But 133,000 market cap is very low. That is, it's a 10x, almost a 10x to $1 million market cap. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look into this. Maybe I'll put in like 50 bucks or something in case it does a 100x or 500x. Yeah, let me know if you guys are buying this project here. Interesting. Let's take a look at the token here, see what's going on. So it's CHRP. Okay. Bybit and MEX. Oh, MEXC. Okay. Actually, I'm probably going to get it in MEXC if that's the case, if it's available on MEXC. So this is the weekly chart. We're staying above the 20 MA right now. So perfect buying opportunity. Ignore this dip here. If you didn't buy here, that's fine. Just ignore that. You're at a support level right now. This is where you can buy, and buying off of support is the smartest thing you can do. So unless we lose this and you bought in here and you have a little bounce, then you drop below, that's fine. Just average in. That's it. Don't buy all in at this price here. No one does that for any project whatsoever. You don't want to be buying in all in. at any point whatsoever. But this is like a super low cap gem, so doing any TA is just madness here. So let's see, from this February low, we did a 9x, not bad. And we already saw a 80% pullback. And once again, we saw a 2x, more than a 2x. So just, you can put in a few bucks if you really want to get into this thing. But one project that I do want you guys to look into is Radix. So this is a very, very cool DeFi platform. And I am buying into it already. I have buy alerts coming out on my Patreon, and we're already in position. Let me try to pull up the price action chart. So initially we started talking about Radix here in April, but I failed to buy in at these cheap prices. Actually, we even started talking about it here at 0.043, and after that we obviously saw this 2x, almost 3x move to the upside, but I did wait until we pulled back down to this support level at basically 5.5 cents. And once we got here, this is where we're starting to average into the token. If we dip lower, that's fine. I'm just going to buy more, but this is a good area for me to start building my position. Now, they're also burning 100% of all the fees, which is great. I love their marketing, and their team is on interviews all over the place. So they're doing quite a bit of marketing and explaining their project. And what else did I want to show? Yeah, so it's only available on KuCoin and Gate.io out of the exchanges that I use. We have MEXC and Bitfinex as well. I'm going to try to get into MEXC because there is no KYC there, and a lot of low caps are also available there. So I'm probably going to get into MEXC just to get some coins that are not available on Binance or KuCoin. But I'm buying my XRD on KuCoin. That's where most of the volume is, obviously. So look into this project. The current market cap is sitting at $600 million, which is not that much. Obviously, it would be better if it was at $100 million, but we get what we get. $10 billion coins in circulation. The total supply is 24 billion, or the max supply, and we're not going to get there in the next few years. It's going to take like 40 years for us to get to the 24 billion coins in circulation. So don't worry about that. We're not going to be getting a lot of dilution. They are unlocking, I think, 300 million coins a year for staking, but I don't think that's not a lot. That's going to get eaten up by the volume pretty quickly, considering the fact that it's going to be pumping very, very strongly during the bull market, in my opinion, because we're also actually in September, we're going to be getting their next mainnet update. So the Babylon update coming September 2023. So I definitely want to secure a strong position before that happens. So this is going to be an open self-incentivizing DeFi ecosystem with crypto component, smart contracts running on network, decentralized royalty system, and on network blueprint catalog. So do your own research into the project, guys. I like this a lot. They do have staking enabled as well, so you can make passive income with the token. And I think we already did a review on this on Patreon, but I'm not sure because we do a lot of reviews. I can't remember at this point. So definitely check out XRD, guys. Very bullish on this coin. Okay, so we looked through most of the requests. Let's see for how long have we been running this thing. 48 minutes. Okay, we'll probably do an hour. Okay. How about ADA? Luis Ceballos is asking for ADA. Let's take a look at ADA. I have a position in ADA, as my patrons know, but let's see. Let's go to the daily chart here, actually. So I'm staking my ADA on the Exodus wallet, just making some passive income while I can. We're running into this massive resistance level here. So this is a pretty strong resistance level. As you can see, there's a lot of points of contacts here with this support or with this resistance at this point. Then we lost it in June. We had a breakthrough in July where we got to 38 cents. This was when XRP was announced that XRP was not a security, basically, and all the layer ones that were targeted by the SEC had a strong pump, including Solana, Near, I think, and some other ones, and Cardano was one of them, obviously. Then we saw a pullback below the support, a retest once again, and now we're looking at another retest of the 20 EMA. But on the daily chart, you can see that we are about to print a bullish cross. That would be a nice indicator of us moving forward to the upside, but that's not the best indicator because we need to get that going on the weekly chart. Once we have that on the weekly chart, then we can start talking about the strong moves to the upside. At this point, if we're going to be pulling back down, you can target 29.5 cents, which is a retest of these previous two touches. So we had one back test of resistance in June, one in July, we broke above, and now we're looking for the back test of support. So we might just get, suppressed back down to that level there, and from there we have a bounce to the upside. Overall, around 30 cents is a very good price for Cardano. Obviously, it's not as low as 22 cents here, but you should have been buying here then. And if you're waiting for these prices once again, be careful because we might not get them. To be honest with you, we might not get them. And if you're going to be looking at, let's say, $6 per coin in the bull market for Cardano, if we're currently sitting at 31 cents, you're looking at 1,745% to the upside. So I would say that's a lot. That's a lot of money there, especially if you're going to be putting in a few $1,000s. I think you can make a bunch of money with Cardano, even though it's a higher cap, even though you're definitely not going to make 100x with it. This can be one of your safer investments. And you definitely need some safe investments, some layer one, some higher cap altcoins for your portfolio to be balanced out. Because if you have a bunch of low cap gems and you don't have anything else, some of them can be rug pulls, some of them can dump and never recover, some of them can do well or not as well as you thought. So that's why you need these strong projects in your portfolio. GG9 says, thank you, Hazik. I join your Patreon. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Welcome abroad, and let me know if you have any requests for the Patreon. Will ADA ever move? We don't know. I heard news that they're going to switch ADA to a stable coin, so it's going to be a stable coin at this point because it's actually performing like a stable coin, guys. I think even the USDC has more volatility than Cardano. SwissArg says, I thought I was late last week when KAS did 7,000% in a year. I just checked now and it's 15,000%. I think now it's a bit late. Well, that's, that's the story. Luis Caballo says, thanks, my friend. I'm a Patreon member. Yes, I know. Of course. I know that. Great to have you on the Patreon, and feel free to check out the Patreon, guys. Like I said at the start of the stream, we have a 7-day free trial for anyone looking to join. You get access to all of my content, all of the 548 posts. We do weekly podcasts. You get access to my trade alerts, my portfolios. You get requests for project reviews or TAs that you want for your coins. So definitely feel free to check this out. Also, feel free to check out the higher tiers here if you want more hands-on content and more one-on-one calls, and if you want me to help out with your portfolio, you have any questions, you have any coins you want technical analysis on a daily basis, this is all included in this Cryptomaniac tier. But if you're looking for something cheaper, obviously not everyone can afford $50 a month. You can go for the bullish cross tier, the golden ratio tier, or try out the free $10 tier, which is the double top tier. Okay, so we'll take a look at Eagled, and I think we're probably gonna... Pentados, what about Optimism Arbitrum launched during the bear market? I don't know. Arbitrum, I don't think they really helped out with the fees for Ethereum this past rally that we had from January into April. So I'm not sure how useful they're going to be. Obviously, with time, things are going to improve, but as of right now, let's take a look at the Arbitrum price action. Yeah, and what's the market cap? So the market cap is $1.5 billion. Let's see what our potential targets to the upside are going to be. Okay, so $2.45 and $3 in the bull market. I mean, those are plausible targets. I'm not going to say we can't do that. Obviously, it's based on this small fractal we have here, just because the token hasn't been trading for that long. We can probably see even higher prices like $4, but I would say this is not something that I'm going to be buying into because I don't really see how it's helping out Ethereum at this point. Like, let me know if I'm wrong, but from what I've seen from the on-chain data, the Ethereum fees did not go down that much during the rally that we had from January into April. I think the fees went as high as $75 probably, or $50, something like that, which is crazy. Okay, so let's take a look at Eagled. I do have a good position in Eagled as well, and I am staking the tokens through the Ledger Live app. And right now we have seen quite a move here for Eagled. As you can see, 30% to the upside, 34 actually. We retested this resistance block and then we came back down, as you can see. So we already saw 11% pullback. If you were looking for a swing trade, this is probably where you should have been taking profits. And we were targeting this area multiple times. As you can see, we did set this up based on these touches here that we've had with the support block at that time. Then we lost it in June. We came back up for a back test of resistance, which is typical. And now we're pulling back down once again. So some levels for you to catch here: $32.65, $31. But if you're targeting $31, make sure to set up your buy limit orders as $31.17, $31.14. Never have round numbers. And then you have $28.67. So these three levels are important support zones. If we blast through all of them and we continue dipping, then you have $26.76, $24.25. So if we are going to print a bear market bottom below this one, it would probably be the 1.618 target we have here at $24.25. So I also have a pretty good position. I think you said that you're averaging into Swiss arg. I'm dollar cost averaging on Eagled like mad, already accumulated 50 coins. Nice. That's a pretty good position. Feel free to send them into staking while you're just holding them. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, like I said, feel free to check out Radix. Very good project. And feel free to check out cmegroup.com to follow all the expectations for the FOMC meetings. Like I said, most of the time, all these expectations are correct, and we're not going to be seeing any. We're not going to be seeing a hike or a no change if we have 99% of the investors expecting a hike. So let me know what you guys think of the FOMC meeting. Do you think we're going to be seeing a hike? Do you think we're going to see a hike in November and December? Because that's what the investors are expecting right now. As you can see, 90.8% in December. That's crazy. But the longer we stay in this bear market, the better it is for me. Like if we have another 6 months to accumulate, I'm totally fine with that. I'm probably going to up my position by 50% at that point from my current volume that I have in my portfolio. So I'm totally fine with that because I know at the end of the day, crypto is going to be going into another bull market. So I'm totally fine with another 6 months of sideways consolidation. So let me know where are you watching from, guys, and we'll be wrapping up in a few minutes. Let me know if you have any basic questions. We're not going to be doing any more TA. SwissArg, thanks so much for having checked Eagled. No problem, my friend. That's why I'm here. We try to do Eagled updates every Thursday along with Theta. So stay tuned on Thursdays for Eagled. And I'm bullish on Multiverse X. I think we're probably going to be retesting previous all-time high prices at the very least. SB is asking, can anything do a 1000x? I mean, at this point, I don't even know. If you probably have to be lucky with buying something that can do 1000x, because you can't really know in advance if it's going to do 1000x or not, right? Because That's just so much money and so much patience you need to have actually to get through to a 1000x, because you do understand when you're going to be selling at 1000x, that means you've held through a 700x. And at some point, you're going to say that, well, how, I'm not going to be holding my tokens when I'm sitting at a 700x profit, because that's just not going to be smart. I know it can go higher, but at some point you just have to say, this is my target, I'm going to sell at this price, and that's it. So waiting for 1000x, I would say, is not really something that I'm going to be doing. City of Mar del Plata, Argentina. Yeah, it's probably very hot right now in Argentina. It's hot everywhere right now. Like everywhere. Heat wave is not a joke. Are 400,000 Gala tokens good enough? I don't know. Depends on your target. Depends on your target. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There we go. Depends on your target. So if we take a look, so if you're looking to sell at the previous all-time high prices, 71 cents, you're probably going to make a lot of money. So depends on your targets, my friend. Cold and wet in the UK. Well, the UK is an exception. I mean, it's always cold and wet in the UK, right? You can barely get even 15 minutes of sun time. SB says, good point. Yeah, I mean, waiting for 1000x is just not realistic. You just need to set targets before the bull market starts so that you know when you want to be selling, and you don't want to just be poking your finger into the sky and saying, I'm going to sell here, I'm going to sell there. And then when the price actually gets to that level where you wanted to sell initially, you're going to go like, no, I'm going to wait for the price to continue pumping. That's what a lot of people are going to do. And you don't want to be one of those people. Hello, is it possible to analyze Zencoin? Thank you. So we're not going to be doing any more technical analysis, but I can just take a look at the Horizon. Let's just take a look at the CoinMarketCap page in the website here. Horizon. So we've been trading since 2017. Wow. It's pretty good. So Horizon is a zero-knowledge enabled network of blockchains powered by the largest node infrastructure in the industry. Blockchain interoperability is enabled by the Zendoo protocol, which uses SNARK verification and allows for complete flexibility in sidechain type, consensus, speed, and privacy. Okay, we're available on Binance, Coinbase, and KuCoin. That's good. And the current market cap is sitting at $121 million. Pretty cheap. 66% out in circulation. That's good. Secure infrastructure. Okay, so I'll save this to my watch list. Thank you for letting me know. And Barrio says, what overview you have of FTM? We just looked at FTM a few minutes ago, so feel free to rewind back. Are you familiar with TAP? I don't know what TAP is. Is that a token? XTP, $8 million market cap. Okay. Since March 2020. We didn't see any strong moves during the bull market, which is a bit concerning. Just slightly concerning. I have also plenty of ZPay, UTK, and RIDE tokens on my Multiverse X wallet. It's winter here in Argentina, around 11 degrees Celsius. Oh, that's right. It's winter there. Oh, that's... Well, 11 degrees Celsius is not that it's not that bad. And Denmark as well. Well, yeah. XTP, yeah, that's what I have here. The website doesn't want to open up for some reason. Yeah, very weird. What's going on with the website there? It doesn't work. Okay. Let's take a look at the description here. So, TAP offers a one-stop services for cryptocurrency participants and aims to remove financial boundaries by supporting connections with banks and exchanges. That's not a very decentralized project. TAP offers a MasterCard to EU and UK residents. TAP claims to hold a DLT license from the GFSC and claims to be the only company in its sector regulated to hold fiat and crypto. After depositing fiat currency into the TAP app, users can trade various cryptocurrencies on different exchanges using one app. So basically, it's just a fiat on-ramp for people in the EU and UK, which is fine. You can just use their app, I guess, if they're really trustworthy. TAP Portuguese airline. I don't think he was talking about the Portuguese airline. It's paired with MasterCard. Yeah, so it has connections with MasterCard. You can probably look into this and maybe invest. Not a financial advice, of course, but yeah, it's working with banks, so it's not going to be a very decentralized coin, but I don't think they aim for that anyway, so do your own research into this, obviously. I'll just save this to my watch list just in case. It's the only crypto on the UK stock exchange. Interesting. So they have a stock as well, so it's a public traded company. GG9, your most hated crypto. That's a good question. I don't even know if I have a most hated crypto. I'm not going to say Dogecoin because it's not. Actually, I would say it's Dogecoin because my friend lost like $6,000 on a leverage trade with Dogecoin. So that's the only logical explanation I can come up for that. Other than Dogecoin, I guess Solana. I don't like Solana that much. So Solana would probably be the answer. SB Amashi. Okay. Sorry, sister. Nilary, what are your thoughts on MELD? So I think we covered MELD on a few previous streams. MELD protocol, is this a Cardano project, I think? Yeah. MELD is the first decentralized and non-custodial DeFi banking protocol for lending and borrowing fiat and crypto. And it's built on Cardano. Yeah. They launched back in March 2022. Any diversion between the market cap and price action? Wow, that's not a... Let's take a look at CoinGecko and see what's the difference there. Okay, so 1.8 billion tokens in circulation, so almost half of the supply, which is not that bad. $38 million market cap. Looking pretty good. And I think all these Cardano apps are going to be doing really well once the blockchain starts working properly. I know it's kind of a ghost chain right now, but once the bull market rolls around and we can actually see that it's better than the BNB chain, if that's the case, then I think all these Cardano projects that are launching right now are going to be seeing massive pumps. So that's pretty much going to... Many people hate XRP. Yes, that is true. I mean, I don't like XRP as well. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. At least XRP is straightforward about their targets and what they want to do. Solana, however, is claiming to be the most decentralized, blah, 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 whatever, and, well, they're not. So, that's the difference. So that's pretty much going to be everything for this stream, guys. I want to thank you all for joining, and thank you all for sending in your questions and staying active on the channel. Really do appreciate that. Feel free to leave a like once again to help the channel out. And thank you all once again.